Hey, blast off, I can talk my ass off. Hey, smoke you what you seen and I'll tell you what I saw. Hollywood, what you think and I'll tell you what I thought. And we
What's
can talk
up?
about
What
it
it
all.
do, y'all? We is back.
We made it.
He had to struggle it, but he got it out of there.
Got it. It was stuck.
Smoke dog.
What up?
What number this is, broski?
54.
54. That's not right.
We're not on 4?
Cuatro? That's 4.
Oh, yeah. That was last week.
Right. Come on, what's Smoke dog? What number this is, folks?
55.
Want to welcome everybody back to the 55th episode of the Trash Talk Podcast.
I'm stuck in the past.
Smokey's stuck in the past, but we are in the future. And guys, we have an episode for you guys today.
We do.
So,
What up?
we're going to be talking about crop circles.
Crop circles.
You know anything about crop circles?
A little bit.
Okay. Before we do that, though, I want to talk about Super Bowl real quick.
All right.
All right, for all our NFL fans, for all our sports fans out there, we have the number one sports analyst in Covington, Georgia, sitting right here next to me.
Booyah.
So, Smoke.
What up?
Well, first of all, what number Super Bowl is this?
54. 54.
What? We did episode 54 last week, and it's
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
54.
Wow, we should have did a Super Bowl podcast.
I know. We should have. We did it like 2 weeks too early, didn't we?
Yes, we did. So who we got in Super Bowl 54, Smoke Dizzle, in 2020?
Well, our Lord and Savior, the greatest football player of all time, according to some, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
You didn't. Okay, against who?
Against the run first, run often, run every damn play, San Francisco 49ers.
I just want to point out, Smokey just compared Patrick Mahomes to our Lord and Savior, the best player of all time.
Yeah, if you ever watch the scoreboard, it's a running joke that I have where I tried to denounce and say, well, what it was, it all started off with a big joke. I was saying that Deshaun Watson's a really good quarterback, and I just kept pushing this over and over again until Alex would eventually bring up, he's like, yeah, he's good, but, he's not the best. And I'm like, no, he's the best. And he's like, well, what about Patrick Mahomes? And I'm like, Patrick Mahomes? He's mediocre at best.
What?
So Alex is stuck on Patrick Mahomes is the greatest football player of all time, apparently. I mean, it's a small sample size. He's got 2 years under his belt, and he's been phenomenal. He's really good. Probably one of the best of all times, just for that 2-year sample size.
You can't even say the best of all time in your sophomore year. You can't say that.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. But, it's more of a joke than anything. I do think Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback.
Top 5 best quarterbacks of all time.
I don't know about all time.
Come on,
we
bro.
got to give him a decade to put him in the best of all time.
So according to Smokey, we have to give him 11 years.
11?
Because apparently you don't believe a decade is 10 years, apparently.
A decade will be when he completes 10 years.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Uh-huh.
All right. I know how you say technically 2020 is not a decade.
Well, it's not. It's the end of the last decade.
No, it's not.
Yes.
This is 10 years right here. 2010.
But when you start with year number 1, right?
Well, that'd be 2001.
No. Let's start with
2011.
year number 1. The very first year that they started to keep track in AD. Start with year number 1. Year number 9 would not be the end of a decade, would it?
No.
You would have to have 10. So therefore, 11 started a new decade.
So is 2020 a new decade?
Not technically. Yes,
Yes,
we can
it
say
is.
we can say it's part of the 2020s, of course. But you have to have 10 years to complete a full decade.
So 2010, that's 1 year out the way. 2011, 2 years.
That's 1 year.
2010 to 2001 is 1 year. I mean, 2010 to 2000. No, follow me here. 2010 to 2011, 1 year. 11 to 12, 2 years. 12 to 13,
Yeah,
3.
but the decade didn't start until 2011.
But you said a full year, so 2010 to 2000.
No, but it doesn't start with 2010. That's the point.
So does 2010 just not exist?
No, it's part of the old decade. And technically, your new decade starts with 1 because you didn't have a year 0, right? Or you have to have. Hold on, I'm confusing myself.
You're confusing all of us here.
Listen, let's go back to year 1, though, right? You started off with a number 1.
But
or did they start off with a year 0?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they possibly had...
They had a whole year, and then they go, okay, now is year 1.
I mean, you make a good point. I don't know.
Yeah.
You make a good point. But living in 2010...
We're right now, in 2020, we're part of the 2020s. But technically,
no,
it doesn't start until next year.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, it's all semantics, and it really doesn't matter.
You just like going against the grain. That's what that is, man. Anyway, so
Patrick Mahomes is not the greatest quarterback of all time.
All right, so Patrick, we got
Deshaun Watson is.
What the heck are we doing right now? What are we doing right now, man?
Listen, I love Deshaun Watson. I love Lamar Jackson. I love Patrick Mahomes, regardless of what I say. Everything I say about Patrick Mahomes on the scoreboard is just tongue-in-cheek. You know, it's all facetiousness.
Facetiousness?
Facetiousness. Okay. And I know somebody's going to get on me about last week because throughout my whole life I've always said inalienable instead of inalienable.
Wait, how do you say it?
It's supposed to be inalienable.
Okay.
But I know I listened to that podcast back, and like I've always said it my whole life is inalienable.
That's like
So I know somebody's eventually gonna point that out. Like that's not how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but
it's
just old habits die hard.
Exactly. All right, so we got the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
And when's the last time they've been to the Super Bowl? Who was their quarterback?
Steve Young, I think.
Really?
They didn't go in the Alex Smith era.
No, they didn't. Damn. Wait, Joe Montana was before or after Steve Young?
Yeah, it was before. Steve Young took over for Joe Montana.
Steve Young had Jerry Rice?
Yes.
Okay. So, what I would say is, all right, who was the Chiefs playing before they went to the Super Bowl? Right, the last game they played. Who was it against? The Packers or the Vikings?
Titans.
Okay, the Titans. And who was the 49ers playing before that?
Packers.
I will say that the 49ers and the Chiefs is a way better Super Bowl to watch than watching the Titans against
the Packers.
Yes. Would you agree?
Yes, by far. Now, I kind of had this where I wanted to see a run team versus a run team. So the Titans versus 49ers would have been good. A passing team versus a passing team. So the Packers versus the Chiefs would have been good. But there's nothing wrong with the 49ers versus Chiefs. That's going to be a really good game. I mean, it's two completely different dynamics on offense. You know, you have a pass-heavy team that doesn't run a lot, right, against a spectacular run defense.
You don't think the 49ers are a passing team?
Yeah, no. You know that they beat the Packers with Jimmy Garoppolo throwing for 77 yards total.
That's it?
Yes.
I was playing Madden today, and that's what I threw for. And had 5 interceptions.
Yeah. But anyway, it's Kyle Shanahan. You know, he comes from the Shanahan legacy, you know, and he's real big on the run game. And we saw it in Atlanta. You know, he really used Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman in Atlanta to take Atlanta to a Super Bowl. So
I mean, it works though.
It does, yeah.
And if they need to pass it, I mean, Garoppolo's
he can complete passes. He's a lot like Brady.
They got Kittle, don't they?
Yeah.
No, I mean, with Kittle.
Yeah, that's your weapon. If you're going to pass the ball, Kittle is your weapon.
Tight end, right?
Yes.
So we got Kittle as a good tight end, then we got Kelsey as
the number 1, and Kittle was number 2 in the entire league.
I see a conspiracy here.
The number 1. It's the battle of the tight ends.
And it just so happens their name starts with a K.
Ooh, good one.
Just so happens. And we're going against the 49ers who dug for some mineral that was called gold.
Yes.
And they took over the land that belonged to the
Chiefs.
Yes, sir. You see where I'm going here? And it's a new decade, 2020.
We got a storyline.
And when did the gold rush? The gold rush was 19...
1849.
Oh, thought it was the 1920s.
No.
But
I mean, there probably was some gold rushes in the 1920s, but
how did you know that?
know what?
Just instantly, you said 1849. How did you?
Because that's when the gold rush of San Francisco was.
How did you? I mean, I would have. That's like saying, "Hey, what year did Neil Armstrong go to college?" And you just bust out a random date. Like, how do you know that, dude?
Yeah. I mean, it's maybe more sports related than actually history related, knowing that. But yeah, that's why they call them the 49ers.
Yeah,
it was
the gold rush.
Yeah. Kind of like the Boomer Sooners, Oklahoma's team. Mm-hmm. The Sooners, those were actually land thieves.
Sooners?
Yeah, the Sooners, the Boomer Sooners, they were expanding throughout Indian Territory of Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
And the first people to get there were the first ones to claim the lands. They were stealing the land from the Indians. Or Native Americans. I guess it's not PC to say Indians anymore.
Yeah, don't say that anymore.
Yeah, but that's what they called them at the time.
Yeah. And haven't you heard about this whole thing about them wanting to change the name of the Redskins?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I kind of get it, I mean, what if you had a team called the
Blackskins?
It wouldn't pass.
Well, you had the Crackers.
Yeah, but that's why it doesn't exist anymore.
You think they'll get rid of the Redskins name?
I don't know. They've tried. And apparently there were actually some Indian tribes who, stood up and actually said, no, this doesn't bother us or whatever. But, PC culture rolls on. If it gets any worse, I'm sure they'll have to change their name eventually.
If they were to rename the team, what would they rename? Like the Pigskins?
No, well, they're in D.C., so I'm sure it'll be like the
presidentials,
the senators, or
the Democrat, the conservatives have taken the field.
Yeah, or like the Nationals in D.C., or it'll probably be something like that.
But then if you say they got to take the Redskins name, well, you got to say Braves. You gotta say Chiefs. Mm-hmm. You gotta say.
But those are actually, I guess, not derogatory. I mean, because there were ads back in the day that, back when the war against the natives was on, the U.S. military was actually offering money for scalps of natives. So people would go out and scalp them and bring them back, and they called them Redskins. So they're like, you bring us back as many Redskins as you can, and we're going to pay you for them.
Huh. People say there's only two colors on the human race. You got white people and you got black people.
I don't believe that.
No, you got white people, you got black people, you got yellow people.
And brown,
red.
Yeah.
I met a few blue chicks.
Blue?
Violets.
There was that guy. Actually, it's been a few people that took too much colloidal silver and turned their skin blue.
Blue, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
People get addicted to taking it, and actually, what it is, when you take colloidal silver, it will manifest in your skin, and that never leaves. It almost like tattoos your skin, because that silver eventually makes its way up into your skin cells, and it doesn't leave. It stays there forever.
Why were they taking it?
It's an antibacterial. Before, that was the probably the number one antibiotic that we used before we came up with sulfur-related antibiotics.
Silver?
Yes.
You mean to tell me it was cheaper to take silver?
Yeah. What it is you would suspend it in a liquid, and you would take it, and whenever the silver particles hits a bacteria, it kills them instantly.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You can do the same thing with copper, and certain metals do that.
I heard that some ancient tribes used to take mercury, like liquid mercury, and dip it in their ears. Like,
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, that would be antibiotic, but it will also drive you crazy.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the whole Mad Hatter story.
All right, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
All right, so we got this Super Bowl coming up.
Uh-huh.
Patrick Mahomes is first. This is his second year, right?
Yes.
Second year, first appearance.
It's actually his third year in the league, but he only played one game his first season.
Okay, so third year in the league.
Yes.
First Super Bowl appearance.
Yes.
Garoppolo's second year in the league?
No, he's been around for many years, actually.
Really? Educate me.
He was a backup for the Patriots.
He was behind Brady.
Yes, he was supposed to take Brady's spot.
Huh.
Belichick drafted him to be Brady's replacement.
Right.
Brady didn't want to leave.
Right.
So Belichick got mad at Brady, right? Brady goes to the owner, Robert Kraft, and suggests that I'm not leaving this spot anytime soon. And Robert Kraft's like, well, you've made me a lot of money.
We'll keep you.
You're my boy.
We'll keep you.
Hey, Bill, get rid of that other kid. He goes to the 49ers. Then they're like, well, we'll never have to deal with him. He's in the other league, the other conference. So that's how he ended up with the 49ers. Shanahan took him, and he's been serviceable so far.
You think Kraft or Belichick regrets that?
Yes. At this point, they probably do.
Knowing that Brady's about to...
Brady's about done right now.
All right, we're going to talk about Super Bowl, but what do you think happens with Brady? Do you think he's going to play another... What happens in 2021 with Brady?
He plays.
With...
That's the question.
I'm so confused. Why would you not stay with...
I mean, it's possible they could keep him, but after the year they had this year, Brady played like crap.
He still took him to the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. The defense
so
took
crazy,
them to the playoffs. Brady had his worst statistical year ever.
This year?
Yes.
Before we go any further, we want to send our condolences to his family, and we want to say rest in peace to the legend, the GOAT, the myth, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Rest in peace.
Yes. Top 3 of all time.
We're not going to have this debate. Yeah,
let's don't. I mean, the guy just passed away, so.
Yeah. All right, so we got this Super Bowl coming up.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see... Where's it? It's taking place in Miami, ain't it?
Yes.
All right, we got 2 teams. Chiefs, I wouldn't really call that a cold city. Would you call that a city where it's cold predominantly?
Kind of.
It snows there.
Yeah.
But then you got...
I mean, it's not like Minnesota.
Yeah, it ain't.
But, yeah. It's,
Boston.
Yeah, but it's also not Miami.
Right. So, taking weather elements, who's the home team? You know?
I'd have to look. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. It would be the opposite conference of who it was last year,
Oh, that's how they do it?
Yeah.
So the AFC won.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this a couple podcasts ago, and I was like, I've never really paid attention to who's the home team and who's not each season. But Alex actually chimed in and said that
that's how they do it?
Yeah, that they alternate each season, which makes sense,
Huh, interesting.
I didn't know. Like, I'd never paid attention. I knew there wasn't a coin flip or anything. But,
all right, you're home. Your tails.
Yeah. All these years, I've just never really paid attention to about the home team or whatever.
Right. So you knowing football so well, how does this Super Bowl go?
Well, the Chiefs are going to pass a lot.
Okay.
It's gonna. I would expect a high scoring game, and I would think. Shanahan being as smart as he is, he should stick with his game plan and run the ball and run the ball and run the ball some more. Grind it out. Right. Eventually that defense is going to get worn out. And the way you beat the Chiefs is through the run. Now, we saw this with the Titans. They eventually abandoned the run. Derrick Henry was working. He was doing well. He had 60-something yards and a touchdown in the first half. They fell behind because you have an explosive offense that can throw the ball downfield over and over and over and just crush you and get a touchdown on every drive if they need to.
4 touchdowns in 1 quarter. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Didn't Tom Brady do that against Atlanta?
Yes.
4 touchdowns in 1 quarter, right? That's what I thought.
Please don't bring that up ever again.
I didn't mean to bring that up.
Yes.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's yeah. Thank you. That's how it goes. They're gonna throw the ball and they can score immediately and as often as they want to.
All right.
Now it's gonna be up to San Francisco to get some pressure on Patrick Mahomes, if at all possible.
You just took the question out of my mouth. Who's got the better defense?
Oh, definitely the 49ers.
Really?
Although, regardless of what Alex says, the Chiefs do have a good defense. They have a good pass defense. But the 49ers
don't pass.
Yes, they don't pass that much, and they don't need to. They're going to run the ball, and the Chiefs have a weak run defense.
Huh. And who's the running back for the 49ers?
Well, they have a committee backfield, and here lately they've mostly been running Raheem Mostert.
Oh, Raheem the Dream.
Yeah, Raheem the Dream been killing it. But they switch out. They play it a lot like a college team where they'll alter out backs throughout the game. They don't have a workhorse back
Like a dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also have Tevin Coleman, former Falcon.
I was about to say, why does that name sound so familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And they have Matt Breida, who's a very good running back. You know, when he's not injured, he gets injured a lot, but he's a very good running back. And they also have a guy named Jeff Wilson that can come in at any time and run the ball.
That's 4 running backs. You just named.
Exactly.
Compared to who's?
Well, the 49ers have depth at running back, but they don't need the running back. So we don't know really how good they are at running back. They have Damian Williams.
We were just playing with the Chiefs, though.
Yeah. They also have LaShawn McCoy.
Used to play with the Eagles, right?
Yes, he played with the Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. He's
pretty good.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He was really good in his prime.
Right. That's their backup?
Yeah.
Huh.
And they also have a guy named Darwin Thompson and Darren Williams.
See how informative this guy is about the NFL? Like, he just can go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But, that's going to be it. It's going to be passing versus running. So look for that in the game. You're going to see a lot of passing from the Chiefs, a lot of running from the 49ers. And hopefully, if they both stick to their game plan, a lot of teams do this. Once they fall behind, they get scored on a few times. They're like, oh, my God, we got to score right now. So they start chucking it downfield.
Right.
And when you're behind with a quarterback like Garoppolo, he could lose his nerve. He could start throwing interceptions and dig themselves deeper in a hole. So
I would assume that Patrick Mahomes has more interceptions than Garoppolo?
No, Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw a lot of interceptions.
But he throws a lot of passes.
He throws a lot of passes.
I would assume the more passes you throw, the more interceptions you're going to get.
But he's deadly accurate. It's really good.
Top 3 accurate quarterbacks of all time. Most accurate quarterback.
Of all time?
Of all time. Or within the past 20 years. From the 2000s.
Yeah. I'd have to look at the stats there.
Well, in your opinion.
Ryan's definitely an accurate quarterback.
As he wears the Falcon shirt. I knew he was going to say that.
Ryan is definitely an accurate quarterback. A lot of people like to downgrade Matt Ryan because the team doesn't win as much as some of these monster teams. But he's a really good, accurate quarterback. Brady's very accurate.
That's one. Of the 2020 era.
Yeah. Of the
2000 to
the
2000s.
Yeah.
Who you got? Brady? You wouldn't put Breeze in there?
Breeze is very accurate. Yeah, you can.
You wouldn't put...
Yeah, Breeze doesn't throw a lot of picks.
Is that number 2?
Yeah, and I want to throw Phillip Rivers in there.
What? Over Aaron Rodgers?
See, Aaron Rodgers is like a Brett Favre. He throws downfield a lot. He's an excellent passer, and he's very accurate. But he will throw picks from time to time because he likes to throw downfield so much. That's the thing you got to watch with guys who love to throw downfield that far. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I guess he's very accurate. I mean, he wouldn't have the starting job for that long with his passing as much as he has if he wasn't that accurate.
What about Ben Roethlisberger? What makes him so good? What is Ben Roethlisberger's number? Because you can't take anything away from him. He's
in his prime. In his prime, he was a big guy, kind of like a Cam Newton.
Cam's big.
Cam is 6'5".
Shut up.
Like 250.
What? That's a freaking
He's
running
like
back.
A linebacker that plays quarterback. Yes.
All right, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Running backs are actually small these days.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Dude, Russell Wilson is tiny.
Oh yeah, he's 5'11", I think.
Me and you both are taller and way more than him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry about Ben Roethlisberger. I'm sorry.
Well, what made Roethlisberger so good was that being the size that he was, when there was nobody open, he could move the ball a little bit. I mean, he's not the fastest guy, of course, at his size, but he was hard to tackle in his younger days because he was so big.
Right. So making him essentially a running back or a halfback.
Yeah,
or a fullback, sorry.
Oh, kind of, yeah. I mean, he's probably size of a fullback for sure,
How many rings does he have? 3?
Is it 3?
Is it 3 or 4?
I have to look that up. Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
Let's say...
I don't think... No, he doesn't have 4.
My thing is what... Okay, let's say
I
3.
Say Two. Hold on, I'm gonna
No. All
look that up.
right, before you look it up, let's guess. Let's put
All right.
Let's put $1 million on the line here.
$1 million.
I say 3.
All right, I'll say 2.
All right. Here it goes, guys. $1 million Google.
How many Super Bowl wins does Ben Roethlisberger have?
2 Super Bowls.
Wow.
That's why I'm the analyst.
That's why he's the NFL analyst. All right, but back off of this. All right. 49ers, Chiefs. You said it's going to be a pass against a run game. Who takes it all?
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Give me a score.
38-28.
Wow. Dang, high scoring, huh? Wow. Okay. You think Patrick Mahomes is going to run one in?
I doubt it. Not against that defense. No, that run defense is too good. It's possible if the play just breaks down, he could, but I don't see it happening. It's not going to be in the game plan for sure.
Right.
It's not like a Lamar Jackson type deal.
Right. All right. Well, we spent almost 30 minutes talking about football here. So, all right, let's get on to some good old-fashioned trash
talk.
Booyah! Schmo what do you know about crop circles?
I know there's circles that take places in crops.
But have you seen some of these pictures?
Yeah, they're amazing, right? Some of them are very artistic.
Dude, have you seen the one with the alien face in it? Where it shows...
Yeah, the ones where the lines, it look like an old school, like an Apple computer
Yeah.
made it. Yeah.
All right, here's my question. Debunkers are... What's the other... What are they called? People who don't... Skeptics. Debunkers and skeptics say that all these are done by human. These things appear overnight.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, see, that's the thing you got to ask, though. If they are appearing overnight... Or let's look at it this way. Are they appearing overnight? And are they being done and people are just bringing them up like, hey, this just happened overnight?
Well, you know, what a lot of skeptics say is because they're called crop circles because they appear in crops.
Most likely.
Right.
Most of the time.
A lot of people say that they do, farmers, croppers, they do this because they want attention
to their farm.
Exactly. But
what do they really get out of it?
That's my thing.
Are you going to increase sales by making a crop circle?
Right.
Or are you going to get tourists? I mean, that's not even likely, right?
Right. Well, maybe you have some people out there that say, man, I got some corn that came from the
aliens.
From the aliens, bro. We're going to eat this and get it intergalactic.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I think I'd want to try some of that.
I mean, when people, yes, I don't know why this is imprinted in my brain, dude, but I remember when I was a kid watching, before I was oblivious to space and just had a second guess about everything that's not on our planet. Before I had that mindset, I used to think that anything extraterrestrial was just freaking the most interesting thing ever, right? I saw it. I'll never forget. I remember who did it. It was a Nightline, ABC Nightline, I think it is, by Connie Chung, and she did one and said, "Oh, it's not extraterrestrial." I remember it was these 2 Irish guys, and they had these wooden planks with these little things. And they said, "Oh yeah, we've been doing them all. We'll travel to this country, and do them." This is my thing. How is it that 2 guys with boards can travel from this place to this place to this place to that place to this place and create these crazy geometrical shapes? And I mean, how
don't you have to see it from above to be able to create those?
Yeah.
Like, but how would you plan that out? If you were going to make a crop circle tonight, you yourself, how would you plan that out to make something that gigantic?
That's a good point, because they didn't have drones back then to have an aerial view, you know?
Yeah, if you go back far enough, yeah.
And like you said, what's the point? Why?
That's what I don't get.
That's what makes me think extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Or maybe, go ahead.
I wonder if there could be a satellite that could imprint something like that somehow.
Like one of our satellites?
Yeah, or I'm just throwing stuff at the
Throw
wall.
it out
see
there,
what,
bro,
see
because
what sticks.
I like this topic. But throw it out there.
What if there is something though that you could put into orbit that could create something like this?
Why would they do that?
No, I haven't worked that out yet.
Yeah, you just going along.
Yeah, I'm just throwing stuff out and see if anything sticks to the wall here. But what if there is what if there is some reason they want people to believe in aliens, and they use a system like that?
You know what a flat earther or a person who doesn't believe in space would say the answer to that is?
Okay.
What? Oh, I love it because it pisses them off. What did you say? You just said, what if there aren't, or what did you just say? You just said something about aliens. You just said,
What if they want you to believe in aliens?
okay, what if they want you to believe?
Yeah.
Can we go here for a second, please? We ain't been here in a minute, bro. Can we go here for a second, please?
Yeah, I guess.
Indulge me for a second. All
right.
right. They want you to believe in aliens
Mm-hmm.
because you're nowhere. You're here. You're on Earth. You can't go anywhere. Don't worry about what's outside of your everyday normal
It
life.
gives you hope
Exactly.
that there is something out there.
You can't be Elon Musk. You
Okay,
can't.
what if that could be happening and Flat Earth still has nothing to do with it?
Well, I'm not. Take flat Earth out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
Space is what's. Let's not get on this
Maybe.
topic.
What if this? What if it's this? Think about this. What if they do this? They want you to believe in aliens because it helps them fund something space related.
Space Force.
Yes.
NASA. Have you noticed? When's the last time you heard anything about NASA in the news?
I don't know. I haven't really paid that much attention to it, but didn't they shut part of it down?
Now, when's the last time you've heard anything about the Space Force, Elon Musk, or SpaceX? Or I'm sorry, SpaceX, Elon Musk, and Space Force, Donald Trump. You've heard that quite a bit, right?
Yeah, Donald Trump hasn't been pushing it a lot though, right?
Well, it's a guaranteed thing now. The
Okay.
military has 5 branches now. This isn't something. This is a branch of the military.
Yeah.
They have the Army,
Mm-hmm.
the Navy, the Marines. What's the other one? The Army, Navy, Marines.
You got the
Army, Navy.
Homeland Security, the Coast Guard,
What's the other big one? Army, Navy, Marines. There's another big one.
Air Force.
Air Force. Now you got the Space Force. The Space Force. You got these 5 huge things that are subsidized by the government. I could go forever and ever about this. But about the crop circles things. All right. You could be right. But now if you say, what if they did this to fund, or hey, these things are showing up in fields now, so let's put some money into a Space Force so we can go out there and see what's causing it.
Yeah.
But you can say that now, but you can't say that back in the 1990s to 2000s when we really didn't have the internet and we really didn't know what you know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
We didn't really have exposure to NASA and stuff like that. So it was...
It's just what we saw on TV.
Right. And not only that, you know what the Nazca lines are?
Mm-hmm.
Those have been around for thousands of years.
Yeah.
So what are those about?
That's something interesting to think about. How did they draw those? Because we know for a fact they had nowhere to see an aerial view. Unless maybe they built some giant tower at the time that's no longer there.
Why did they build them? I mean, have you seen some of those things?
Maybe they believed in aliens and they wanted to put a marker down for aliens. Maybe.
But how did they know what an alien was? Like, they don't have cable.
Well, if you take primitive people, which I believe there probably was a more advanced society that lived on Earth at some point in time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Why? You said probably, so that means...
Well, I mean, the pyramids might be the biggest.
Okay, go ahead.
And we still don't know what the purpose of the pyramids were.
I think there's a scientific reason to what the purpose of those are.
There's definitely not a tomb.
That's what they say it is, though.
But it was built... There's all these studies about it being built before the Egyptians used them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think the popular theory is that they were built sometime around 2000, between 2 and 3000 BC.
Yeah.
But I think they actually are finding that they date back farther than that, to like 12,000 BC.
12,000 BC.
Between 10 and 12, somewhere in there.
Isn't that when the dinosaurs are around?
No. That was millions of years.
Oh. Am I tripping here? I'm tripping a little bit.
Just
God, my nose is... I've had allergy problems for the past 3 months, feels like. So I apologize, guys. But, I don't know, man. You hear these stories and you see these pictures. The thing that gets me the most is there's no way you can take a picture in the morning of your crop, wake up and take another picture in the morning of your crop, and there is some football field size picture in your crops that has these crazy shapes. Like, what is it that's causing it, man?
That's what somebody... I believe somebody probably has the answer out there.
Who is somebody? Is it a government? Is it a...
I would think the government has an explanation that they truly believe is the answer.
Right.
Whether they're sharing that with us or not.
Of course not.
Yeah. But I'm sure they think they have it figured out.
Why do you think we lean so much to extraterrestrial? How come it can't be something of Earth's origin? How come...
I was going to say, what if it's a satellite that does it?
Or what if it's like a spirit or something? Because there are videos of crop circles being formed. Have you seen those?
No.
Well, it's a lot of them, it's like a white ball. It'll show up, it'll move around the field, and then it'll disappear. And then crop circle. So
I would like to see these videos.
I could show you plenty.
All right.
I could show you plenty of those. But what makes us go automatically extraterrestrial? How do we know it's not spiritual? How do we know it's not... It can't be man-made, man.
It could be anything, but if it's man-made, I would like to think that if these people are actually fabricating this, if they're doing it just for attention, that they're doing it over the course of days. Unless they have a ton of people out there in one night.
Right.
But it seems like a lot of people to keep quiet. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like I said with that news story, they said that 2 guys with boards were doing this.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't.
If it actually happens in one night, then 2 guys with boards are not going to be able to accomplish something that big.
So asking you, someone, I wouldn't call you a skeptic, but I'd call you someone who has to see it to believe it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it is? What do you think? If you had to put money on it, what do you think it is? All these things showing up around the world, what is it?
Dude.
And let me point this out. If you go with the radar detection, which NBC Nightline has done, and there's huge what's the word? It starts with an R. Radiation. There's huge radiation detected there.
Yeah.
Everything is bent at a precise 90-degree angle. There's no way a human can do that.
That's what, man, you know what that makes it sound like? A lot of stories of people who claim to have alien encounters and who have been abducted and have actually pointed out where alien spacecrafts have landed.
Right.
They will detect radiation from those spots.
Right.
And they will notice weird things happening to the vegetation around where the landing sites were.
Right.
So, I don't know, man. If I had to put money on it, I don't know that I could. I mean, I don't know that I could give any answer because I don't really lean in any direction. I mean,
you don't know.
I think, it's either, if I had to say it, it's either man-made or it is aliens or there's something like a satellite or something like that that's doing it.
All right, I can't show this on screen, but I'm going to show this to Smokey real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here, hold that. You see those 2 white lights?
Yes.
Just touch the screen one time, now hit play. Describe what you're seeing.
There's 2, looks like just white lights, orbs that are flying around this field. And I guess they're claiming that this is when the crop circle is being made.
Now, this was filmed in 1988.
Oh, in 88, wow.
Now, there's no way we had that technology to make something like that.
No, you wouldn't think so. And they're saying that that's the crop circle that resulted from that.
You asked to see it, so I showed it to you.
if I mean, we could be going farther than just some alien visitation. This could be something from an alternate dimension.
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah. This could be some cryptozoological,
Mythological creature.
yeah, something creature, something that's making these things. But I guess the most likely thing, you would think that these are markers for something, right?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say an alien found a spot that he wanted to study of Earth. I say because there's most likely another civilization out there in space somewhere. As vast as space is, and as many planets as there are out there, there's most likely another advanced civilization out there somewhere. Fermi paradox aside, so if there's an advanced civilization that's out there and they want to study Earth, they could come here, find the spot that they want to study, make a marker for the next ship or whatever it is that needs to come study. So they make this little marker, or it could just be the landing spot. I mean,
why crops though? Why not the hood of East Atlanta?
I think that's probably the easiest medium to use. And they know that it'll eventually go away. It's not going to stay there forever. If they carved it into a mountain, it'll be there forever.
I wonder, has there been any crop circles reported, like in the has there? Deserts and stuff. Have you ever heard of the moving rocks?
Yeah, but I think those are actually ice that melt up under the rocks.
To cause them to move?
Yeah, because, in the desert, it'll get really cold in the middle of the night, so water forms up under them, and then it freezes, and it allows them to slide at night.
Old skeptic, Smokey the Skeptic.
Well, I'm not saying I didn't come up with that theory. I mean, that's just a theory that people say.
See, I've never heard that theory. I heard a different theory.
What's that?
I heard that at night, yes, it does get cold, but what it is these rocks get a huge gust of wind, and it just causes them to move.
But you see, when the rocks move, that there's this trail behind them.
Right.
Wouldn't the huge gust of wind wash that sand over, and there wouldn't be a trail?
Good point. I see where you're going here, Smoke Dizzle.
Just thinking, man. I don't know.
Smokey brings up some interesting points on a lot of things, man. Just to let y'all in the trash talker's mind, sometimes, guys, we'll come in here and we have no clue what we're about to talk about. No clue.
But there's always something to talk about.
Always. But we'll sit down, and once we start talking about it, he throws out ideas. I throw out ideas. Mm-hmm. He brainstorms off of me. I brainstorm off of him. And we come up with these elaborate things. Theories, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, my thing, if I had to put my skeptic mind into it as to why crop circles don't show up in other places, I don't know. Like, how come you've never seen a crop circle in East Atlanta? How come you've never seen one in Decatur?
Because it's probably, I imagine if they really wanted to etch it into concrete, they could maybe, but what's the point?
What's the point of putting it in grass?
Because it's easy to see, and it's eventually going to grow back, so it's not there forever.
Huh. I guess.
I don't know. Haven't talked to the aliens to figure it out yet. But I will schedule a meeting, and we can reconvene on this podcast.
Well, when you do, we got, like we were talking about the Super Bowl, we got white people, black people, red people, brown people, and yellow people.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the green people. Okay?
Yes. Yeah, and they need a team, damn it.
We got orange people too. Orange. Donald Trump. Sorry for that out there.
The Washington Cheetos.
Yeah, that's a true orange skin, as we would call it. All right, man. That wraps up this trash talk.
It does.
Let's get on to some. All right, I guess so we're gonna do something a little different here.
Yeah.
Smoke Dog's got the WT of What the Florida, but he's also gonna integrate it with the Explain This, which is, Smokey does his mug shots. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, you want me to do my OMG first, and you just finish it out like that?
Yes.
All right. Oh my Georgia, guys. OMG, oh my Georgia. Let me tell y'all what's going on in the great state of Georgia. This comes from Fox 5 News. Okay. The headline says Outlet Challenge. Have you heard of the Outlet Challenge?
Mm-mm.
Remember the Tide Pod Challenge?
Yes.
These kids, man.
Does it have to do with an electrical outlet?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What's going on now?
All right. Outlet Challenge prompts safety warnings from fire investigators. It says fire investigators in Georgia are hoping to help pull the plug on a new viral challenge that may be redefining the word stupid. Stupid. All right. It's called the Outlet Challenge. Participants insert the plug part of a phone charger cord. All right. Follow me here, Smoke.
Uh-huh.
All right. Participants enter. I wish I had a cord.
A little charging box.
Yeah, they put the charger cord only part of the way into the socket, right? Then try to produce a spark by touching a penny, a copper penny, to the exposed prongs.
Okay.
What that does is basically, yeah, it's either gonna shock you or create a. The challenge is it gonna shock me?
Yeah.
But when it
if it touches sheetrock or something like that, it's going to go up in flames.
Flames, exactly. Yeah. The challenge has been linked to scorchings of outlets in Holding and Plymouth, Georgia, as well as a fire in Western Georgia, where once Western Georgia Academy? West Georgia Academy? Is there West Georgia?
Yeah. I think that's probably in Carrollton.
Okay. Where one student is facing criminal charges, Atlanta's WSB-TV reported. Officials are also warning the possibility of death by electrocution. The other issue can be that you do damage to some electrical wiring behind the wall. Atlanta Fire Chief Ed Bradley told the station. And the fire could be undetected and burning in the walls, endangering everyone that's inside of the building. A photo released by the West Atlanta Fire Department showed a penny and a phone charger plug singed and fused together at a recent incident. What the hell is going on? If you want to see a picture, that's the picture of the prong and the penny.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see. That's exactly how they did it.
Why?
Left it hanging out and then just dropped the penny down in there.
Why? What the heck?
I remember seeing when I was in school, this kid would, when the gum wrappers would have the aluminum foil on the outside of the gum wrappers, he would roll them up and put one in each side of the slots.
Why?
Just for meanness. That's what my grandfather would say. He didn't have a reason. It was just for meanness.
Okay.
And he would go by and kick them, and every time he'd kick them, they'd touch and they'd spark. You know, it's just no reason.
I wonder what that kid is doing today.
Prison, maybe?
That's crazy you say prison, because in prison, when you want to light a cigarette...
Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's how you light a cigarette.
I bet his father had been to prison.
Yeah, he learned it from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's up with these kids, man? Why are they doing this? Something I notice whenever these new challenges come out, the key word that sticks out to me is viral.
Yeah, and a lot of them want to be. Remember, we cover the story of the girl who licked the ice cream and put it back in? And
I thought I was sick because I got...
Yes, exactly. And she recorded herself because she wanted to be viral and ended up going to jail for it.
Yeah. To this day, I think that's what got me sick.
And maybe. I mean, she had tonsillitis or whatever, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was her. But
it could be someone doing that challenge.
Exactly. And
yes.
I will never forget it. I remember it was butter pecan, Bluebell ice cream. When you open a normal top off of Bluebell, what's on the top of that ice cream?
A plastic sheath.
Right?
Yes.
You know what was on the top of mine?
Nothing. Yeah, there you
go. Nothing. And I'm like, I don't eat ice cream much. I'll take it.
And somebody
got sick. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I check everything now, man. I bought a single bottle of water from the store the other day, and before I opened it, I looked at it, I'm like, hold on, let me make sure this is good.
I do that. You ever open up a bottle and you don't hear that click? It just comes off, and you're like, oh my God, what's in here? Like, I really want this, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's happened, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my OMG, guys. Kids,
settle down.
Settle down.
For Christ's sake, man.
Listen to Uncle Smoke and Uncle Hollywood.
Exactly. We ain't gonna steer you wrong.
We won't.
But these viral challenges, man.
I mean, what's the next viral challenge?
Remember when the kids were pouring alcohol on themselves and setting themselves on fire?
What? I was cool with the ice bucket challenge. I'm cool with that. I did it.
Exactly.
I'm cool with the cinnamon challenge either. Remember that one?
Yeah, some people died off that too, though.
They died? Oh, probably in
inhalation.
Yeah. But once you start setting yourself on fire and licking ice cream and
burning down your house.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how many they're gonna. God, I hope this never happens. I don't even know if I want to put this out there. But if there's a Russian roulette challenge that shows up one day,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh my God,
I would not doubt that.
Let me just shut up.
Yeah, let's don't. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my OMG. Smokey, what the Florida?
All right, what the Florida, man? What we're gonna do is bring it back to a former reaction video that we did.
Oh, wow. Which we got more reactions coming up, guys.
Yes. This is going to involve the mugshot, too. So, you know what I should do is get you to look at the mugshot, and instantly you'll know who this guy is, and you tell me what's going on with this guy.
Okay, so should I look at it now?
Yes, look at it right now. This will be the mugshot, and it will pop up. Bing!
All right. That look like who ain't got no business. Oh no, this is the bunny guy.
Yes,
guys, we did go back into our YouTube video channel, YouTube video feed, and you will see not too long ago we did a reaction to the Easter bunny putting hands on somebody.
Yep.
I was Smokey. I'll never forget it. He's like, just working him.
Bunny was getting it, man.
Oh, downtown ground and pound, rolling in the jungle's back. Hey,
he did. He ground and pounded him too.
This guy has something to do with your Florida story?
Yeah, he is the Florida story this week.
What the Florida?
Well, this comes from Kiro7, and I've seen a lot of other news places that have covered this. But Florida man in Easter Bunny outfit has now been arrested for a hit-and-run crash, troopers say.
Oh, Lord.
Now, as we looked it up, I don't know if we did it on air, but we looked it up, and this guy actually has a criminal record before the Easter Bunny incident.
Huh.
So he's just tacking onto his rap sheet right now.
Right.
Seminole County, Florida. A Florida man dressed in an Easter Bunny costume was arrested last Thursday after he attempted to evade deputies following a hit-and-run crash in Seminole County, Florida Highway Patrol.
Why is this funny to you?
Because he's still wearing the outfit.
He was still wearing the Easter outfit? No way. No, he wasn't still wearing the outfit. No, he wasn't.
A Florida man dressed in an Easter Bunny costume was arrested last Thursday after he attempted to evade deputies following a hit-and-run crash in Seminole County, the Florida Highway Patrol said. A trooper was dispatched to a traffic crash involving a motorcycle. Oh, my God, officials said. Well, they didn't say, oh, my God, but, but it involved a motorcycle, so that's an OMG. And this is a WTF. Investigators said the driver failed to stop at a stop sign and collided with a carport. Okay, he collided with a carport, which collapsed on a vehicle in the driveway. Troopers said the motorcycle was struck by... Hold on. Oh, was he driving the motorcycle?
I don't know, but finish. I want to hear this.
Okay. Troopers said the motorcycle struck a chain link fence and flipped over. The motorcycle driver was seen limping across the yard, troopers said. A Seminole County Sheriff's Office deputy and troopers said they went to the driver's address and saw a gray Nissan Rogue exit the driveway and traveled down Terry Drive. Troopers said they conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle and found the motorcycle lying in the back seat of the car. Well, okay, I get it. Wearing an Easter Bunny costume.
Break this down for me, because I'm lost.
The man appeared to be alive and was taken out of the car with some assistance. Hold on, this is all over the place.
Yeah, was he driving the car?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Apparently, the guy driving the car... Should I read this again?
Yeah, I think you should.
Florida man dressed in an Easter Bunny costume was arrested last Thursday after he attempted to evade deputies.
Okay.
So the Easter Bunny was trying to get away.
He was on the motorcycle.
Following a hit-and-run crash in Seminole County, Florida. A trooper was dispatched to a traffic crash involving a motorcycle. Investigators said the driver failed to stop at a stop sign and collided with a carport which collapsed on the vehicle in the driveway. On a vehicle in the driveway. Troopers said the motorcycle struck a chain link fence and flipped over. The motorcycle was seen limping across the yard, troopers said.
Okay.
So, this is written weird, but I want to say the guy was driving the Nissan Rogue, and the motorcycle was also involved in the wreck when he ran through. So the car ran off, hit the carport, and it collapsed. The motorcycle, who was also involved out there in the intersection, ran off and crashed as well.
So what vehicle was the Easter Bunny in? Wow.
The Nissan
What the
Rogue.
Florida, dude?
Yeah, this is crazy. This is a crazy story. Troopers said they went to the driver's address and saw a gray Nissan Rogue exit the driveway and travel. Okay.
Okay, he's got it. Break it down, Smoke.
Troopers said they conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle and found the motorcycle driver lying in the back seat of the car wearing an Easter Bunny costume. The man appeared to be alive and was taken out of the car with some assistance. Okay. I think the motorcycle hit the carport.
Okay.
Then hit a chain link fence.
Okay.
And then he got up and limped off and went home.
This is the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
Okay.
He got home and someone at his house driving the Nissan Rogue was going to take him to the hospital.
Oh,
When police got there, because he apparently left the motorcycle behind, got into this car for the guy that was going to take him to the hospital.
Okay.
Police pulled up. They knew his address because he left the motorcycle behind.
Okay.
And he was in the back seat on the way to the hospital.
Okay. Now it's
still
making
wearing
sense.
the bunny costume.
Why did you not take the bunny outfit off?
Troopers identified the man as Antoine Turkey McDonald.
Oh, Lord.
They said he was attempting to evade arrest with the assistance of the driver and passenger of the Nissan Rogue. Now it makes more sense.
Yes.
The Easter Bunny costume was removed for safety reasons.
Please take the bunny costume away from this guy.
And McDonald was placed under arrest, troopers said. McDonald was sent to the hospital due to his injuries he suffered in the crash, officials said. He was later transported to the Seminole County Jail. McDonald was also the man who wore the Easter Bunny costume during a fight in downtown Orlando
Lord
last
Jesus.
April.
You know what I take away from all this?
That's Antoine.
I see old Antoine over there.
So
He looks like an Easter bunny.
he's still wearing the costume.
That's what, to me. Does it say his age?
Did it?
I'm willing to bet money he's 25 or younger.
It doesn't say his age. It says trooper identified the man as Antoine McGee McDonald. They said he was attempting to evade arrest. Never said his name. I mean his age.
All right, this is my thing, bro. I feel like this guy just wants some notoriety as being, quote unquote, the Easter Bunny.
He's the Easter Bunny guy now. Well, he's got that now.
Hey, you remember that time the Easter Bunny beat up that dude?
Remember that time he wrecked into a carport and ran away?
No. What's next? Hey, you remember the time the Easter Bunny?
I think as long as he's not in prison, he's gonna keep
Easter Bunnying it up. What the Florida, man?
He's gonna keep being the Easter Bunny and just getting into all kind of mischief.
Somebody take this costume away from this guy, please.
What was he wearing?
I want you to keep up on this Antoine guy.
So, yeah, I will. We gotta follow this guy.
Yeah, follow this dude. Seriously. You know what? Mark my words. He's going to be known as the Easter Bunny guy.
Oh, and mark my words, he's gonna do something else soon.
In the Easter Bunny costume.
He's gonna be wearing it. He probably does that now. He's famous, so he just rides around in the Easter Bunny costume on his motorcycle.
Oh my God. What if there was MMA with costumes? There's a Batman, Superman, Hulk, and Spider-Man 2-on-2 MMA fight.
Really?
Now they're gonna start bringing in clowns, Easter bunnies, and he's gonna be in there with them grounded pounds. Yeah, hopping all over the place. I love it.
That guy's awesome, man.
Man, Antoine,
Stay out of jail, though. I mean, it's cool that that's what you're known for, and you're popular now. But he obviously injured himself.
yeah, he was limping.
But you shouldn't have ran away. I mean, you just caused damage to somebody's house and their vehicle.
That can make you money now, though, in these days. You remember Boot Gang? You know who Boot Gang is? Dang, you don't know who Boot Gang is. Boot Gang is a guy that would get on Instagram and would basically rob people.
On Instagram?
Yeah, but he would do it in a weird way. Like, all right, like one of his most famous ones is like he would, all right, he had a Rolex watch that was fake. It was fake as crap. He paid $5, $10 for it. And he met this guy on Craigslist like, hey, I got a presidential Rolex watch and I need $500 for it. This watch costs $10,000. So some white guy met him in a populated area and said, all right, bro, let me check the watch out. He gave him the $500. He was like, oh, man, it's a nice Rolex, nice Rolex. And he was like, all right, so here's the $500. So Boot Gang got the $500, gave him the fake watch. And then the guy was like, man, why is this watch late? And he was like, well, hold on, let me look at it again. So we looked at it, and then once the guy gave him the money and the watch back, he ran, and he's recording all. He's running. He's, Boot Gang, whole lot of gangs, Boot Gang, Boot Gang. And then just throws it up in the air and just watches it and just keeps, he did stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he'd walk into Foot Locker, take off his shoes, try on some new shoes, and just run out. You know, like, I feel like this is the new.
Yeah, I get it. I actually know a guy who did that same thing.
With the shoes?
With me. We went to a shoe store one day, and we were in there checking out new shoes. I didn't buy anything or anything, so it was time to leave. You know, we get in the car. I go to leave. I'm pulling out onto 138 into traffic, and all of a sudden, police are everywhere, surrounded the truck, pulled me over, and I had no idea what's going on. Dude in the back seat never says anything. We get out, and he's like, so which one of y'all took the shoes? And I was like, I ain't taking no shoes. I still got on my old shoes. I look over, he had a brand new pair of Nikes on, and I'm like, oh, God.
Do I know this guy?
Nah, he was a dude from New York that lived in the neighborhood for a summer or so.
What happened to him?
I think he's back in New York now, I'll tell you the truth.
No, did they arrest him for that day? Or?
Yeah, they arrested him. I remember him coming back from New York to go to court. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
You know what I gotta ask?
What?
Black dude.
That was a white dude.
Wowzers.
From Queensbridge.
Wowzers. Nas.
Oh, he loved Nas, too.
I bet.
Oh, man, he was all over Nas and...
Mobb Deep.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And Jay-Z, you know, he was all over the New York rappers. Like, he would always turn me on to New York rappers, and I'd turn him on to Atlanta rappers and stuff, you know.
Nothing against y'all Northern Yankee rappers, but...
Oh, he had that accent. He was always like, yo, sons.
Yo, dog.
You ready to go, man?
What's up with your mans? What's up with your mans?
Remember one day this dude named Gary got into a fight. He was like, I don't know what sons Gary's doing over there, man, but he's messing up for sure.
I don't know, man. I've never been a...
I never saw him when he didn't say, yo, dogs.
What's up, dogs? They spell dog.
Dogs.
Spell
Duogz.
Okay, dogs. All right. The Georgia Bulldogs.
Dogs. You like them dogs, man?
I love them. How about them dogs?
How about them? I'm more of a Syracuse guy myself.
What is their mascot? The oranges?
Yeah, the orange.
Is it
the
really?
Big orange, yeah.
Oh, wow. I just made that up.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
That's it for today.
You got anything else for me?
No, please like and subscribe. If you like what we're doing here, we want to keep doing it for you, so we need your help. And subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit that bell so you know when we do one. And for God's sake, leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment. With that being said, guys, my name is Barringer Hollywood 6 Bonds.
I am Larry Smokey Ramirez Cowan, and I love you.
I love you too, guys. And we are over and out.
Deuces.